hope everyone's doing good today. While I had a few minutes, I thought I would do a video, and what I wanted to talk about today was the way we practice our craft. There's no right way and there's no wrong way, but sometimes when we first start practicing our craft, and as we're learning, we tend to want to copy other people in the way they practice, or we listen to other people and they may tell us, or we may take it as that's the way to practice. And it may be the way they practice in a particular type of religion or a different particular type of belief. They may have ideas that everyone shares, but I really don't think there is a right way or a wrong way to practice your beliefs. And that's what I wanted to talk to you today about. And I thought before we got started, we would light a little bit of Palo Santos to clear our space. I normally use an incense or something simple, but I felt like we needed something a little stronger today, just because I think this topic is a very important topic. And also, I think, you could have practiced for many years, or you could have just begun to practice, and it's very easy to get confused. It's very easy to take things the wrong way, and I don't want that to happen to anyone that may come across this video. So I figured we would clear our space with something a little stronger today, because like I've said before, negativity is always creeping around the corner, just waiting to attach itself to you, your space, your tools, anything and everything. It's there, and it's always waiting. So let's just clear our space right quick. And as we talk, I'm going to just let it continue to burn down here. And as always, I've got a couple of stones. I've got this strand right here of brown jasper. It's actually a necklace, but I use it for many things. I wrap it around my bottles of water. When I sit them out under the full moon, I wear it. I include it in my spell work. But brown jasper, as with all jasper, is a great grounding stone, and jasper has a earth element to it as well. And brown jasper in particular, it's really good for meditation. It's got a deep meditative property about it, and for centering as well. And I just thought it would be nice to include the brown jasper today. And like I said, I think all stones have an earth element to them, because stones are from the earth. But I also wanted to include my Numite stone. This is fairly a new stone of mine, and I've already fallen in love like I do with all my stones. But Numite, it has an earth element as well, but it helps you master your magical ability. Like, it helps with meditative properties as well. But if you are searching for your calling, if you are trying to find your way to practice your craft, this is a great stone to include, because it has great properties far as mastering your magical abilities. It's more or less, it's like a sorcerer's stone. If you've ever heard, perhaps in the movies, when they speak of the sorcerer's stone, I imagine they're probably speaking of Numite, because it's such a magical stone. And in the short time that I've owned this piece, I can feel its energy. It's a tingly energy, if that makes sense. It's when I hold it or when I use it or carry it on my person, it's almost a nervousness that I feel. Not a bad nervousness, but I just feel like I'm just ready to go. I'm full of energy, and I think that's because its properties, are that to help you see, to help you open your third eye, to help you see, beyond seeing with your physical eyes. It's just a very magical stone, and I thought it would be a great stone to include in our discussion today. So I brought my Nuummite, and I wish the lighting was better in here, but it's got some really pretty flecks in it, like metallic, almost a cross between a gold and a silver type of metallic fleck in it. But I'm using natural light today, so you probably can't see them, but they're there. And lastly, I brought this shell, and it's just a plain shell that I picked up off of the beach on my last beach trip. I went to the beach right by myself. A friend of mine urged me to go, and I just went and spent the day down there, and I had some me time, and I enjoyed myself. But this was one of the shells that I picked up, and it's not all that pretty. In fact, he's broke, but I tend to always choose the things that are different or the things that are damaged. That's just me. But I chose to bring the shell. I know it's not a stone, but it is from the earth, so it does hold a earth element as well as a water element, which I'm sure you could have guessed that. But shells have properties as well. In fact, a shell that you find on the beach or in the water, anytime you find a piece in nature and you choose to keep it and use it, you really don't have to cleanse it. I mean, if you feel the need, you go right ahead. Just because I choose to work one way doesn't mean you have to choose to work that way. But I've been taught, and I've always, followed my heart on this as well. And if you find something in nature and you want to include it in your spell work, or, just whatever you want to include it in, I don't see the need to cleanse it. But now if you go in a store and you purchase, some shells, and I've done that too, and that's where you get the prettiest shells, for decoration, but they're still shells that came, from the earth, but they've been handled and packaged, and along the way they've picked up some energy somewhere. So you need to cleanse those before you use them for anything, really. Even, decorations, I would say cleanse them, and especially if you're going to use them in spell work, cleanse them. But like this one, if you find it, in nature, and you find it, by the ocean, or, salt water's a great cleansing agent anyway, but just something that is in nature like that, the earth is grounding, the earth is cleansing, anything that you have found and taken from the earth, there's no need to cleanse it. But like I said, if you feel the need, you please do that, because, you work the way you feel the need to work. You follow your heart. But just my advice, you don't have to cleanse it. But I thought we would include the shell. Of course, the shell, it has the property of love, and it also, being, from the earth, And being from the ocean, I would imagine, but I know from being from the earth, it has a great protective property as well. And it also is good to use in spell work when you are trying to manifest prosperity. So I just thought, mainly because of the element, the earth element and the water element, but I thought, the love and the protective, vibe that comes from the shell, I thought it was, a good one to include in our discussion. But moving on, I just wanted to touch on that. I always have to include the stones, but I thought we would start, by saying, like I always say, there's no right way and there's no wrong way to practice your craft. You can be open about your beliefs, you can share them with the world, or you can remain in the broom closet and, keep it to yourself, practice in private. And I'm kind of on the fence, to be honest. Yes, I'm right here on YouTube blabbing my big mouth, but with my job and being from a small town from the deep south, I don't always advertise my belief system, but I don't deny it either, meaning, I don't go out there and, announce it to the world. But if I'm asked about it, I can't lie, so I say I'm on the fence, but either way, whether you keep it to yourself or you announce it to the world, there's still no right or wrong way to that. And no matter how you choose to handle speaking about it or sharing it with anyone, or it doesn't matter. The goddess, she loves you regardless. No matter, she loves you regardless. And that goes back to the very first thing I said. There's just no right way and there's no wrong way. There's only your way. And that's the beauty in practicing our craft. You can perform rituals, you can perform spells, you can just sit in nature and reflect. You can speak to the goddess, you can meditate. That's, like I said, that's the beauty in it. You don't have a set rules that you have to follow. If you choose to, practice along the lines of rituals and phases of the moon and, things like that, that is perfectly fine. I myself, I'm just like fly by the seat of my pants type of girl. If I'm driving in the car and I just get the urge, I'll just go ahead and, I'll start blabbing my big mouth to the goddess. If I'm in the grocery store and I feel the need, to connect with her, I'm not going to say that I'm going to stand there on aisle 3 and announce it to the world that I'm speaking to the goddess, but, I'll walk along and, whatever I need to say to her, I'll say to her. I can be in my kitchen cooking supper and I can incorporate my spell work into preparing my food, kitchen witch. I can be in the bathroom getting ready for work and I can jump in the shower, and again, I just feel the need to, talk to the goddess, or I feel the need to do a particular type of spell work, and I will incorporate that in what I'm doing. If I'm trying to do some type of cleansing, I'll do it while I'm in the shower washing. I'll, visualize that I'm washing away that negativity or that fear or that hurt, that upset, whatever it is that's gripping at me and causing me upset. As I wash my body, I'll visualize that I'm washing away that negativity, and as the suds in the water, run down my body, I'll watch it, and that's the negativity. and it runs down my body, and it runs right down the drain, and that's the negativity, leaving. And, you don't have to do that, of course, but that's just something I do. And that's, like I said, that's the beauty in it. You can practice this craft any way you want to. If you want to, work on a schedule, you want to get up every morning at 7 o'clock, and you want to head down to the woods and, meditate and just take a walk in nature and say a few words to the goddess, and then give gratitude, and then come home, get ready for work, and go to work. And that's your routine every single morning. There's nothing wrong with that. And then again, if you're like me and you just can't, stay on a schedule, you might get up at 7 o'clock, and you might get up at 9 o'clock, or you might get up at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and you might eat breakfast, you might not eat breakfast, you might jump up and do your spell work in your pajamas, or you may get up and take a shower and get nice and clean and get nice and pretty, and, put on some jewelry and put on some perfume because you want to be, at your best when you do your spell work. You can do that too. You can do it any way you want to. You can do it anywhere you want to. I mean, there is no right way. There is no wrong way. I know you read books and you get online and you Google things, and, you talk to people and you share ideas and thoughts, and, this friend may tell you this is how they practice, and this friend may tell you this is how they practice, and that's all well and good, but you don't have to practice that way. Or you could take this one particular thing that this friend does and this one particular thing that this friend does, and you can mesh it together and make your own thing, and that works for you. So that's your way. That's the right way for you. And you might look up a spell online in a book. You might have the perfect spell, except one particular item you feel needs to be thrown out, or one particular thing you feel needs to be added that's not on the list of ingredients. Add it, or take it away. I couldn't tell you how many times I've done spells and they did not call for stones, and I incorporated not one, not two, not three. I'm talking about 6, 7, 8. I've had a pile of stones up on the table before. And I mean, that's just me. That's what I like. That's what works for me. And that's what I feel in my heart, So that's what I do. And, with a lot of things, we don't always realize, how we should do it or how we shouldn't do it, or how that it doesn't even matter how we do it. We don't realize it sometimes, especially when we're young. We don't realize. And it took me a while to understand. I would see a spell and I would think I had to follow that spell, to the T. And if I did one little thing differently, or one little thing, I didn't agree with, I would think, that this spell's not going to work. I've done messed this spell up. But that's not true, because, manifesting it's all from your heart, and anytime you manifest your intention, if you believe in that idea and you truly desire that idea and you have that love in your heart, and you know that the results you get from that intention are going to be used in a positive way, and it's going to greatly, better your life or your situation or someone else's life or someone else's situation, it's going to manifest. Anytime you do something out of love, anytime you do something in positive energy, it is going to manifest. It's, the goddess is nothing but love. She's everywhere and she's everything. She's in everything. You are even an extension of her. I've said it so many times, but you are. And if the goddess is love, and you're portraying your spell work, your magic, your energy, yourself in a loving way, of course, you're going to manifest your intentions. You've just got to believe in order to receive. I just cannot say it enough. And it's just so simple, such a simple concept, and it can just greatly enrich your life. And getting to the point to receive, that's where your practice of your craft comes in. And we all practice differently, we all believe differently, but at the end of the day, we all want the same thing, and that's to manifest our intentions. And as long as you have gratitude, and as long as you do your work in a positive and loving way, and you always give the goddess gratitude, and you believe, you have to believe in order to receive. You don't say, I hope, you say, I am, I have, you keep adding that positive spin on it, you keep those positive vibes alive, and you're going to manifest. But the way you get there to manifest, that is, your craft, practicing your craft. And there's no right way, there's no wrong way, it's only your way. And I just wanted to, touch on that topic today, because I've seen it happen so many times, when people are just beginning, people that have been practicing for years. They think if they don't follow a set way, or they don't do it by the book, or if they don't do their practice like, their friend over here, or someone they see on TV, or someone they've read about online, if they don't do it the way that person's doing it, it's not going to work. And that's not true. And I just felt like I wanted to touch on that today while I had the time. And I hope that something I said resonated with someone out there, and I hope y'all will come back again. And as always, all you have to do is believe in order to receive. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.